We're spending more on defense now in constant dollars, uninflated dollars, than we are in any year since World War II.
I think we're overarming altogether, because here you have a situation where as weapons get more powerful, more destructive, then we need more, and that something seems to be illogical about that proposition.
You've got to have national defense. If you don't have defense, these other countries can come in, we'll be in just like we were in World War II. We'll be flat on our backs.
Guns or butter? It's the old debate. Whether to spend more money on building up the military or supporting domestic and social programs. Most Americans believe in the concept of a strong national defense, but are we willing to pay the price? 30 years ago, President Eisenhower spoke of the dangers of living in a nuclear age and how every dollar spent on defense means $1 less for human needs.
The worst to be feared and the best to be expected can be simply stated. The worst is atomic war. The best would be this: a life of perpetual fear and tension, a burden of arms draining the wealth and labor of all peoples, a wasting of strength that defies the American system or the Soviet system or any system to achieve true abundance and happiness for the peoples of this earth. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed.
No longer do we live in an era of isolationism and separateness. The international marketplace has become a trading center for virtually the entire globe. The buying and selling of goods is a massive enterprise, but rich nations still come to the negotiating table with more chips to spend, and the poorer nations have less clout with which to bargain. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That saying has never been more true. Global economies are affected tremendously by the wheeling and dealing that occurs between people acting out of political or personal self-interest.
All of these so-called free enterprise freaks, after giving their speech to the Chamber of Commerce on the glories of free enterprise, getting on their private jets and coming to Washington and asking for a subsidy, a handout, a credit, a payoff, another loophole, inefficiency added to the tax system, by golly, anything to protect them from the very competition that made this system so dynamic.
In an attempt to equalize the spending power among nations and to develop a more just global economy, many countries are calling for a new international economic order. This would mean a redistribution of wealth and power, the sharing of resources now enjoyed by a few. Such an economic order would be based on equity, sovereign equality, common interests, transfers of technology, and cooperation among all states. But so far, the wealthier countries have expressed little interest in changing the rules of international trade.